On the highway, we were approached at very rapid speed by a military jeepney and collided with my car. My car became a total wreck as certified by the insurance company, and glass spurted from my head and my face and covered me all in a bloody gore. President Corazon Aquino took pity on me and sent a helicopter to airlift me to Metropolitan Hospital, where I had to undergo emergency surgery. I thought I was going to die. So did my enemies. In fact, they were afraid I was going to die. But all during those weeks and months of pain and torment, angels dressed in white attended to me, comforted me. They would not even talk to me because I was unable to speak. I had to communicate by writing on pieces of paper. They had to move me because I could not move. I was covered in bruises, and my body was so painful that the slightest movement gave me tremendous pain. I went to the surgical operating room again. The angels of mercy attended me. That is why today, ladies and gentlemen, I had to take an injection because of my bone marrow disorder. But I insisted on coming here because I can say to the Filipino people, I owe my life to the Philippine nurses. Maliban sa bone marrow disorder ko, malalaman sa sakit ko. May sakit ako sa puso because I'm always heartbroken. May high blood pressure ako dahil ang paligid ko ng mga taong mababang IQ. Kung malala na ang sakit ko sa puso, dalawa na lang ang options ko para gumaling. Either I see you or you see me. What is the best sexual position to create an intelligent, charming, and cute baby? Gusto niyo malaman? Yes! Sabihin niyo ang magulang ko. Ang puso ay parang salamin. Basagin mo man kapag iyong tinignan, naroon ka pa rin. Ang pag-ibig ay dapat parang relo. Laging pakanan, hindi kailanman kakalawa. Ang love ay parang silang electric fan. Dapat ang steady lang at hindi lumilingon sa iba. Kung magkaroon ka man ng third eye, ilagay mo ito sa puso mo para hindi ka na mabulag sa pag-ibig. Sana sinalas na lang tayo dalawa. Para kapag nawala ka ng tabi ko, pwede ka na gawin pag-gagong. Kapag may kaaway ka, ito sabihin mo sa kanya. Please lang, huwag kang mag-post sa Facebook ng profile picture na kasama mo ang pet mo. Nalilito kasi ako kung sino kayo sa dalawa. It was such a topic of leadership and management, and so I will speak very briefly on this subject matter. Then I will go on to the headlines for the past few weeks, the Sabbath issue. Leadership and management. On the one hand, leadership is defined as a process of influencing. That is the hallmark of leadership, the power to influence. The process of influencing leaders and followers to achieve organizational objectives to change. The concept of leadership includes five main factors. One, leadership is a process, meaning that it involves two-way transactions between the leaders and the followers. Number two, leadership is the ability to influence, coordinate, or other members, including the boss and organization. Kaya kailangan hindi mabuti ang ating mga leaders because they influence the rest of the country. 3. Leadership always operates in the context of a group. 4. Leadership is goal-oriented. Kapag may hinahabol ka, hindi na leader ka nandyan. Hindi, parang tumatakbo ka, nasusunod ka ng iba. And 5. Leadership involves shared values and objectives where leaders work with their followers. On the other hand, management is the organization and coordination. So the keyword in leadership is influence, but the keyword in management is simply coordination. Coordination of the activities of a business in order to achieve defined objectives. There are obvious differences between the leader and the manager, which have been listed by the authorities as follows. The leader innovates, while the manager administers. The leader is an original, while the manager is a copy. The leader develops, while the manager maintains. The leader focuses on people, while the manager focuses on systems and structures. The leader inspires trust, while the manager relies on control. The leader has a long-range perspective, while the manager has a short-range view. The leader asks what and why. The manager asks how and when. In brief, the difference is that the leader's job is to inspire and motivate. Kaya kung hindi ma-inspire sa inyo, tumakad para sa inyo, huwag yung gawin. While the manager's job is to plan, organize, and coordinate. According to Professor John Tucker of the Harvard Business School, in the 21st century, we shall need leadership that unleashes energy. Nagpapasabog siya ng enerhiya. Meaning that in addition to basic management, the leader should be a visionary. May pananaw siya. Mas mataas sa matauhan niya. While in the Western context, managers are task-oriented. In the Philippine context, leadership is person-oriented. Thus, there are 4 types of Filipino leadership as follows. Unahan mo kung anong klase leader ang mga kandidato sa pagkasinador. Pakiramdaman, meaning the skill of empathizing with others. Meron daw umiyak sa stage. Gabi-gabi, mag-isaan sila, iyak siya ng iyak. Kasi nakikiramdam daw siya. Ano ba kung niya sinalo iyak? Ang buwa ko na may tsura nila. Wala namang laman ang mga ulo nila. Nakatingala. Nag-audisyon. Nag-game president. Kaya nag-aral ko. Nag-aaral ng kanyang cellphone. Tapos sa takbo sila ng senador, wala silang nagawa. Wala silang nagawa kasi sa culture of corruption. Marami silang nasasabi tungkol sa mga problema ng bansa. Yung mga problema na nabanggit nila, wala silang kaaway doon. May bida sila. I advocate free education for the poor. I advocate climate protection against climate change. Kailangan, pag dumating ang mga bagyo, handa tayo. Sino ka nang ayaw doon? Sino kinakalaban? Dapat sa kultura ng corruption, kinakalaban mo ang sanhi ng problema ng bansa. Yun yung ano yung pinatanda mo sa mga kaubayan. So, be very careful with these rallies. They are sometimes orgies of self-praise, or they are a narration of the romantic fantasies of these people who have never gotten their hands dirty, fighting corruption in our country. Makapagyalihan ang mga kurap kasi wala silang konsensya, magnakaw ng pera. Kaya kung nilalaban mo sila, ang kapagin nila, bibigyan na nila ang media para ikaw ang suraan. Hindi ko ka naman kung mahina ang loob mo. Eh, nakakita sila. I've always wanted to die because I do not hold my life valuable. Sa gitna ng buhay natin, hindi natin hindi ko bakit tayo nanganak dito, saan tayo naman, saan tayo mapunta. Pag nakita ko siguro si St. Francis, pag-paniwala din sa akin. Pero sa ngayon, nandito ako. What is the meaning of my life? So I have invented my own meaning. The meaning of my life is to fight a culture of corruption in the Philippines. To this policy, I am here. I have committed myself, and that's why I'm not afraid to die at any time. Patayin na nila ang character ko. They can indulge in character assassination. Patayin na nila ako physically. Mabalik at tumutuin ko sila. Nandiyan na ninyo. Patayin na ako, paalam ko sa television, para na TV. For myself, I will choose a leader who inspires and motivates the Filipino people with a sense of shared values and a sense of shared destiny. Dapat ang leader natin, nakakaintindi siya, na sama-sama tayo lahat. Kung ano nangyari sa pinakamahirap sa atin, mangyari pa na kuli sa pinakamayaman. Eh dapat ang mga mayayaman, dahan-dahan lang. Kung politiko sila, dahan-dahan lang sila magnakaw. Hindi kami kaya pasto-pasto eh. Bigyan sa inyo ng tawanin doon. Makakapurahin mo ako tayo binalitong pera. Ilang beses ko na binalitin ah. Hindi lang nila alam. Nung member ako ng board of directors ng isang government corporation, binigyan ng mga board of directors ng Christmas present ang mga sarili nila, hindi ko tinanggap dahil natatakot ako baka hindi ayon sa batas. Tapos, parang hindi ko na-desisyonan kaya huwag na lang. Dahil ay sekretaryo. Nung bata-bata pa akong senador, nag-invento sa senador ng paraan na karagdagan ang work-caral namin. Tapos ako kung hindi ayon sa batas, na sa batasan na, hindi tanggapin natin, pero mukhang alanganin. Sabi niya, wala naman yung sabi niya ganyan. Ikaw sabi ko ng ganyan. Hindi ka makakuha ito pera. Ito kung hindi ka lalapit sa akin. bago pa lang daigdig noon. Long ago, when the world was new, the Philippines and island of Borneo formed one land mass. Western archaeologists are convinced that land bridges used to connect these two areas. Hindi sila wala hanggang ngayon. That to travel by sea to reach Borneo. Noong panahon, nakakita yan sa Mindanao. So if you went to Mindanao, you could just walk on foot or take your vehicle to go to Borneo. Thus, for centuries, one tracts of North Borneo, now known as Sabah, were confined to the Philippines. The Zulu pirates called Sabah the land below the wind, unquote, because it is located below the typhoon belt. Eventually, Borneo lost its land bridge and became a separate island, which fell under separate kingdoms known as sultanates. Naghiwa-hiwalay sila mga kaharian na maliliit. Yung tawag ang mga pamulunod sa tawag na sultan, o kaya dito sa ating sa Luzon, Dato, o kaya tinawag ng Raja. Basta may-ari sila maliliit ang kanilang mga kaharian. When the Spanish Navy used Philippine shores, the tendencies of colonialism forced invaders to enter into treaties with the various sultans. Ano ba yung mga Espanyol? Gusto nila alitin ang buong Pilipinas. Pero hindi lang kung saan kaya na makipaglaban sa lahat ng mga sultan at mga raja at mga dato. Kaya yung iba, pinatay nila, yung iba naman, nagipagkaisan sila. In 1640, it appears that the Spaniards entered into a treaty with the Sultan of Cebu and Maguindanao. Doon sa Masjid, takot ang mga Espanyol. Kaya sa rin na maglaban sila doon, nagipag-ayasan sila sa Cebu Sultan at sa Maguindanao Sultan. Under the treaty, the Spaniards allegedly recognized the independence of the two sultanates, and thus the Cebu Sultan became the sovereign ruler of Sabah. Kaya naging sovereign. Sovereign means that the power of government is invested in the person. That's the meaning of sovereignty. Ngayon, nang nakipag-usap ang mga Espanyol sa ating mga leader, ng mga sultan, ang napagkasunduan ay na ang Sultan of Sulu will also become the sovereign ruler or the Sultan of Sabah. In addition, it appears that the 10-year civil war broke out in Brunei between two sultans. Nagkaingitan ng dalawang sultan, one of whom, Sultan Muwahid, requested the Sulu Sultan for military aid. Nag-away ng dalawang sultan sa Borneo, pinagsa ng isang tulong ni Sulu Sultan. Pero Sulu Sultan gave him that aid. And so, after the Brunei Civil War ended, the victor ceded Sabah to the Sulu Sultan. Binigay na lang niya yung Sabah dahil natulungan siya ng pera. In 1877, a private syndicate of company obtained land grants from the Brunei Sulu Sultans. Nung panahon, may umating na dalawang Europeans. Dahil doon, wala nang pera ng Europe, kaya lahat sila Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, England. All went set out the natives para makita sila ng pagnegosyuhan nila dahil pagkita na lang pera nila. Kaya sila umabot sa Pilipinas. That is actually the history of colonialism. Nauubos na ang kanilang mga resources, kaya nagkakapital ang mahari ng kanilang mga navy na pumunta sa ibayong dagat na hindi pwede pa ng abutin nila. Baka makita silang negosyo doon. Kaya umabot itong dalawang Europeans na ito sa Sulu. At nakumbinsin itong dalawa, ang pangalan nila ay si Gustavus Baron de Overbeck na Austrian. He came from Austria. And a man named Alfred Dent, who came from England. Dalawa sila Europeans. Nakita sila ng Sulu Sultan. Pagkatapos, nag-usap sila at nakumbinsin nila Sultan na ipaupa sa kanila ang teritoryo ng Sabah. Itong kasulatan, may kasulatan sila, written in Arabic. Ang ginamit na salita doon ay padjak, na sinabi ng isang kinikilala na dalubhasa sa mga lengguwahe ng Asia. Ang padjak, ang ibig niya sabihin, paupa. Ang gusto naman palagawin ng Malaysia ang ibig sabihin, binibigay ko talaga sa iyo. Parang donation. Sa international law, pag nagkukuha ka, that is called a deed of lease. Paupa ng mahabang panahon. Kung binigay mo na ng sukat ang lupa at ang pag-aari nun, that is called a deed or treaty of cession. Kaya ngayon, nag-away tayo dahil sabi ng Pilipinas, padyak means a lease. So kaya, amin pa rin yung sabat. Sabi ng mga Malaysia, ang padyak means to seal or to give. Kaya amin ang sabat ang binigay na sa amin. Yan ang nag-awayan natin ngayon. Ngayon, dito sa kasulatan ito na Arabic, ang ginamit ay padyak, no? Ipapaliban na natin itong ating away kung ano ba talaga ibig sabihin ng padyak. Does it mean lease or does it mean cession? C-E-S-S-I-O-N. Pinamigay mo for a donation. Ngayon, itutuloy yung ang nagtiman nito ay ang Sultan of Sulu at ang witness ay Consul General ng Britain. Ngayon, kung talagang pinamigay ito, dapat may timanan ng bibigay at may timanan binibigyan.